lay it up on there and be our second one. I'm going to make sure this is recording. Yep. Okay. So now we're going for our other piece here. Flip it over the right way. There we go. All right, now it lays in there almost, just lay it on top of that one. And it should almost lay down, or it will lay down the same because of the same cuts. All right, so now just lay that up in there. Then I want to make sure this is right first. This is the most important part, is make sure you don't have any pressure or stress on the cloth right there, so that it lays down without pulling. Just like that. You can cut it if you had to, but I like to check it. Alright, stringies there. So, anyway, I need to cut it, and I'll have to pull that down a little bit. So, I like to cut it in a different spot so that the spots don't overlap, and then I really don't even have to fix them. Well, my son's taking a shower, so sorry about the noise, but he's got to go to work. He's also considered essential, and I can't stop, so you're just going to have to bear with that noise, and nothing I can do about it. Just the way it is. Everybody's, luckily we're working. Pull that over, there we go. The good thing about this stuff's real forgiving. Unlike fiberglass, it's fiberglass start to set up and you either got it or you don't. So, all right, hopefully we have enough to coat this section with what resin I have left, wherever that went to. Here it is, and we'll coat this, and I like to get the edges, make sure the edges are good, and then I'll worry about the centers. But I'm getting ready to mix up my next batch, so I know I don't have enough to finish this, but the next batch definitely will be enough. And I believe 120 plus 60, so 180 grams is exactly enough to, well, maybe a little extra more than I need, but at least it's enough to finish. And I might be able to decrease that just a little bit, but I don't want to run shy and not have enough. It's always better to have extra of this than it is to run short. And see, on these little cuts here, I don't really have to fix those because I stagger the cuts and it doesn't weaken it enough that it matters. So this thing is dripping everywhere, which doesn't matter. I got plastic down. So, but any white spots you see, that's just where there's no resin or no epoxy. I keep saying resin. I used to do fiberglass work. I used to mainly do fiberglass, and then I discovered epoxy, and that was it. I'm done with fiberglass. Try to make a fiberglass cowling for an airplane. It's so big, and you run out of time working with the resin before it tries to set up, and it's just a mess. It's hard to do. All right, so that's all of that one. So I'm going to take two of these little triangles again, and this will be the last time. I won't do the last one. The last one will just be we'll just have the gaps in them because it doesn't matter. So cover those up, let them absorb, and you'll find out when you come back. When I come back, most of these white spots will be gone. It'll pull that in And I'll put me a good one down here just for the hell of it. All right, so now we're going to mix up our next 120 here. So need to get my empty cup so I can tear it out, which I really don't have to because I already know what it is. All right, and now we're going to go 120, so we're going to go 180. And this will finish it, and this is too much, I already know. So it's already going to be too much, because I've got one layer left to do. So yeah, 120 is way too much on the final batch. So, but I've got to coat this, put it on there. I probably need 80 maybe on the second. No, this is 180. Probably need 120 total for the last one. So so this is pretty nice. I mean, it's not hard. This is easy, really. Anybody can do it. It's making the forms. I call them molds, forms, whatever. It's really a negative. You're making a positive, and then the part will pop up. That'll be the positive. So it's not hard to do. It's just you have to have an original part, or you have to make foam, or you have to do something to make your original. And that is, I'm gonna try not to have so many drips this time. That's the hard part, is the original. There's another guy, got a YouTube channel that I've been watching, really like it. I can't think of the name of the channel, but he's building an airplane called Scrappy or something. Really like the carbon fiber that he's doing, but that's expensive. But it's gonna be a nice airplane when he's done. And that's the beauty of experimental. You can do whatever you want. And everything he's doing is 100% safe. Depends on what stresses he puts on his airplane, but what he's doing looks good to me. So that's the fun of it. And hey, you know, the thing is, you have a placard in that airplane that says it's experimental. You know, you get in at your own risk, which most of the airplanes they find are safer than the factory built ones in some instances, because people take more care because their butts are the ones going to be sitting in it. So, you know, when I built an airplane, I've built 3 airplanes, kits, experimentals, and I've sold them, but I never, you know, it's an airplane. It's not you can't pull over. So to me, I've never lost sight of that it's an airplane, and you build it like an airplane. You don't build it like some of these builders. They don't have that mentality. And that's what hurts the sport, or I don't call it a sport, just hurts the hobby, I guess. Take it seriously. But they have the right to do that. Build it however they want. Safe. It gets inspected, but that doesn't mean it won't kill you. It just means that it's in a condition of safe operation, which means you can operate it safely. Doesn't mean it'll fly. They give you no, when they inspect that airplane, they tell you, they don't tell you it's going to fly. They just tell you it's in a condition of safe operation. Safe operation. And I didn't cut out my notches on this first one I did for some reason. So I will have to cut them out now. But it still lays up the same. And it will not lay in there without these notches. I guarantee it, because I have done enough of them to know. But what I can do is put the notch. And I don't like to cut the notches after I've started. But I'm going to have to in this case because I didn't cut them. Alright. There we go. Nothing is surmountable. Except if I break my form here, then it would be pretty devastating. Just makes it easier if everything's ready to go, everything's cut, everything's the way you want it before you get started. Makes it so much better. Okay, now I can pull this on down to the end after I get it untangled here. Oh, okay. And then there we go. Now look under here and see where my, I'll go right there and right there, maybe. That might be all I need. Let's see. I might put one on them just to do it. Alright. I guess he's done in the shower. Maybe put another one right here so it doesn't pull. Alright, there we go. Now from the last one, I got a foam, still got a foam roller over here that I can use it. Yep. Yeah, it's a little dry, but it'll help me lay this down so that I can. You can't do it on the first one because it doesn't have any epoxy on it, but you can do it on the second one if you're easy. And don't grab a thread. If you grab a thread, it'll really mess you up. So anyway, now I finished her up. Just put a little on the light places. On your edges, especially on the edges. You don't want those edges dry. And then I just put a little extra here and there. So I've got extra. But I got to get those edges done. Have to have the edges good and wet. So everything's good. And this is about done. This is a set of fairings. Let's see how long it took on the video. Never timed it really. See, make sure these are good and wet right here. So it seemed like the first one's neater than the second one. I don't know why. Like, I make more of a mess on the second one. I don't get it. But It's okay. I think that's enough resin. Or, there we go. I think that's enough epoxy. So, all right. Now, yeah, so I got that much left. So how much do I have left? Which will be the, tell me how much, minus 10, of course. 77. So I wasted that much epoxy. So I'll need to subtract that from the 120. And then this little thing right here, it helps if you have a dry spot. It'll bring the epoxy and move it around and kind of fill in any gaps. And it pushes it into the lower levels, lower layers, should you have not gotten any in an area. So it smooths it out. You can see it moving. It was thicker right there, but I'm going to go through here with that roller and get all the excess off. But you can see now it is soaked it all up. So all right, now see how smooth that looks. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill that gap in just for the heck of it on this one. So go in here, fill the gap in with that. Make me a really thin piece. Like that. To fill that one in. And that's it. And I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so now what I want to do, pop a little bit on those just so they have enough epoxy so they're not bonded. Make it look a little prettier. Won't have a gap in it right there. Alright, so there, done. Now, I hate wasting stuff. Oh, I really hate it. Alright, so take my cloth over here. And this takes off the excess. So then I get it into here, and you see it, it's wet. And that takes off all my excess. Not all of it, but enough of it that it's not going to have high, thick spots of epoxy. So, like I said, I think vacuum forming, I don't do it. And nothing against it, but I think for the weight savings I would have, it's very minimal. And so I don't do it. So, but I'm sure maybe I just think for the money it wouldn't be worth it. You get really nice light parts. And there you go. That's done. And when you get finished, you'll feel that texture. You'll actually feel your texture from your cloth, which is what you want. And vacuum forming this would probably be pretty easy, but I just found the old sponge. Sucking it out of there works good too.